Life in the fast lane. Like a growing number of Australians, Peter Petrovsky drives an electric vehicle, or EV. One of the biggest attractions? Performance.
You can't compete with that sort of instant torque.
But there's a much bigger electric machine that's increasingly occupying the minds of energy experts. With Australia on the cusp of an electric vehicle revolution, the ability of the power grid to cope is an open question.
Yes, EVs will have an effect on the grid, but I actually think that effect could be positive if it's managed well.
EVs accounted for close to 10% of all new cars sold in Australia in the first quarter of this year, up from just 4% in 2022. It's a trend that's only expected to gather pace as the federal government targets sales of 50% by 2030.
I don't think anyone disagrees with the notion that the long-term future is electric, at best hybrid.
One of the little appreciated aspects of EVs is their sheer size as electrical appliances. Compared with most other devices, they are huge. And while that might not be a problem when they're being charged slowly, fast charging them can add significantly to a household's demand for power.
Boiling a kettle will use about the same amount of energy as an EV plugged into a standard outlet. But for the average customer that has a wall-mounted charger, they'll be adding about 50% demand to the network.
Poles and wires companies are adamant the grid can handle the extra demand, saying the vehicles could even help make the system more efficient.
Your electric vehicle would be plugged into your charger, and it would enable energy from that battery to be discharged or flow into the network at a time when the network really needed it.
Everyone agrees that getting the settings right will be crucial.
You can future-proof sometimes the networks by taking overhead lines, the poles and wires you might see outside your house, and burying them underground with new cables. And those new cables are bigger, typically, so they can carry more juice, more electricity.
Peter Petrovsky is backing Australia to navigate any bends in the road ahead.
I'm very optimistic. I don't think EVs will present a problem for the grid as long as they're managed responsibly.
Charging a revolution, one trip at a time. Daniel Mercer, ABC News.